They say everything happens for a reason, but I suspect everything happens for a Reese's. Like this commercial break. Did you need 15 seconds away from music or 15 seconds to eat a Reese's? Perhaps it's true. Everything happens for a Reese's.
This podcast is brought to you by Colgate Total. We take oral health as seriously as you take sports. That's why Colgate Total Active Prevention uses advanced technology to help prevent oral health problems like cavities and gingivitis before they start. It's clinically proven to provide 24-hour antibacterial protection with twice daily brushing after 4 weeks of use. So get a winning routine and prevent oral health problems before they start. Shop Colgate Total Active Prevention at a retailer near you.
You said you're trying some of these jokes out in these comedy clubs. Would you try some of them out with us right now? We don't have to put it in the episode. We can cut them.
I absolutely will not.
Dang it. All right. Fair enough.
And I don't trust you. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't trust you.
That is very fair.
You have a great reputation. You seem like good guys. You're a wholesome Ohio boys, but I think you're going to leak these. You're going to f me over, and you're going to laugh, and then you're going to high five each other.
Gosh, this is going to be such a lousy show after hanging with Conan for an hour, dude.
We got some good stuff to talk about, Travis. It's not going to be Conan, but it's still be a good show.
Yeah, I barely ever look at the rundown. I looked a little bit at Conan's rundown. But...
Well, I mean, have you been paying attention? I mean, 87's coming back. How about that?
Come on now. Come on now. Yeah, we're doing it again. That'd be fun. Get to reunite with my friends.
Do we want to wait for the intro, or should we just talk about it now? At what point did you know for sure you were coming back?
About midway through the season.
So what were you waiting on then?
You know, I think I was taking Jason Kelce's advice. I was taking the advice to take a step back, because you got to let the emotions clear, and you got to have a clear head. I've made decisions based off of emotions, and they haven't always played out the right way. So I think taking a step back, letting the emotions settle down, the frustrations from the season. Of course I want to come back. Of course I don't want to end my career not making the playoffs and not having one of the best years, and definitely having a down year and all that. So I think taking a step back and like letting it kind of build, and what's my desire? What's my body feel like? How did I feel going into this year versus coming out of this year, and where my body was at? And, even letting it kind of settle, it still felt like I was hungry enough to get back at it. And, obviously there's still a little bit of that grit and that emotion that, I fucking hated the way that shit ended last year. And, I want to do this. I want to make it right, I don't want to get another chance in another fucking Super Bowl, man.
Yeah, I was about to say, so the addition of Kenneth Walker and Patrick Mahomes' rehabilitation had nothing to do with it?
No. I knew that Pat was going to be Pat, and he's going to work his fucking tail off to get back and be at his best. I knew that was a no-brainer. I knew Coach Reed was going to make adjustments. I knew Veach is going to do his best to get the best guys in here. We've got Eric Bieniemy, one of my favorite coaches of all fucking time, coming back into the building. But outside of, I wanted to take a step back from all of that, because that adds to the emotion of wanting to play again.
Sure.
Absolutely. Those are all you list these pros and cons, and all of a sudden we get all these good pieces. But where's my body at, and where is my mental determination, my focus, my love for the game? All of that's still there. So once I let that kind of settle, and and the coaches and the Kansas City Chiefs knew all that going into the offseason. So,
well, welcome back. Let's welcome back another episode of New Heights. How about that, Trav? You want to start off?
Let's do it.
Yeah, about it.
Welcome back to New Heights, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. It's a Wondery show brought to you by Hill's Pet Nutrition. We are your hosts. I'm Travis Kelce. This is my big brother, Jason Kelce, out of Cleveland Heights, Ohio. Shout out to those Tigers upsetting St. Ignatius the other day, man. Shout out to the men's basketball team making it through to the regionals. We're all rooting for you, baby. Heights Tigers on the basketball side are back, baby. Shout out to J.R. Bremer, Heights alum as well, made it to the NBA. He's turned that program around, man. Believeland Heights, baby. The Tigers are back, man. But yeah, shout out to the Tigers. Shout out to the Heights. for getting past St. Ignatius, man. St. Ignatius has always been a powerhouse in all sports.
But they're not basketball. Like, this says upsetting St. Ignatius. Like, Cleveland Heights is somehow like big underdogs against St. Cleveland Heights basketball is freaking always one of the best teams in the state. What are we talking about?
Yeah, notoriously. Yeah. I mean, we're definitely known as a basketball school for sure. And Ignatius has kind of always been, you know,
Coach Capoletti.
Shout out to Coach Cap.
Come on,
baby.
now. Coach Cap.
Come on, Cap.
Over 30 decades, built that program.
Yeah, he did.
Shout out to Noah Blue for fucking sinking a shot to win it, or with a dagger. I guess they won fucking like by 10 or whatever it was because they weren't the underdogs.
Nice. Make sure you subscribe on YouTube or wherever you get your podcast, and follow the show on all social media at New Heights Show with 1S. Jason, why don't you tell the people what we have coming up this episode?
92%ers, we've got another great episode. The Big Yeti is back for year 14. My goodness. We also have some other major home renovation news, and Conan O'Brien is here.
Oh, yeah.
That's right, Bubba. Let's get into it right now with a little bit of that new news. New news is brought to you by American Express, and let's talk about the most important news out of the Kelce family this week. We know everybody's been waiting to hear about it. Everybody's on the edge of their seat, and we wanted to wait to break this news on the show, but reports have already started to leak out.
Yes, everybody already knows about it, man.
We got to talk about it.
Yeah.
As mentioned, the tweet that leaked out has been viewed over 24 million times. Donna Kelce is remodeling her modest Florida home. Let's give it up for Donna.
Mama.
Give it up for Mama Kelce.
Mama. I told her if she needed me to like screw some door hinges in, I could have fucking done it for her, but I guess she wants to do the whole remodel.
Yeah, I mean, I gotta say, modest home. Listen, Donna's changed. 9 windows and 6 doors, Mom. Really? We are that spoiled now? You got to do all your windows in that condo?
Mom, I was just there.
Not going to steal. What's next? The golden plated toilet or the Swarovski diamond plated fucking big, like faucets? I don't know.
Mom, those doors seemed to work just fine when I was there last month.
What kind of doors is she installing?
I don't know. Maybe there's like a new like remote control door. You can like, you just press a button and it just opens up by itself. I don't know.
Well, congratulations, Mom.
I can't wait to see how beautiful this home looks. It was already cozy.
Which HGTV show do we think is remodeling it?
It was honestly the comments.
Oh, it's hilarious.
All time.
I mean, it's a completely absurd.
24 million.
Headline.
It's absolutely ridiculous. I hate to give it to them, but TMZ, you guys fucking struck gold with that one. Really got the people going.
I just really want to know what the advertisement is for. Like, what do we? It's got to be an HGTV show, right?
No chance.
There's no chance they're putting out a TMZ article unless there's some type of like advertisement of some sort tied to it.
Nothing.
No chance. All right.
I promise you. That's what happens when your mom turns into reality TV.
She's done it big time. She's on Traders, remodeling her home now.
So proud of her.
It is impressive.
She's done it with grace.
You've changed, Mom.
Don't you do that to her. Well, if you need any extra hardworking men, you got 2 of them sitting here waiting to help you out.
Yep, they're right over at the Home Depot. They're very good. I got them on speed dial. She doesn't want us replacing anything. We're going to fuck it up. She'll have to replace 9 other windows.
Why?
Because we'll install them all the wrong way. I don't know how to install a fucking window.
Put that fucker in there.
I don't think that's how you got to like
nail it down.
You got to make that thing airtight, especially kind of window she's getting.
Yeah, we're gonna need a ruler. The old Kelce way. I learned.
Have you asked Mom about this? Have you talked to her about since this came out?
No.
I have no idea what this is. Should we ask her right now?
Yeah, let's call her. Let's see how baffled she is that anybody even knows this. How fucking good would it be if she isn't doing this at all? I bet you $1,000 it isn't HTTV. Mom.
Yes.
We are doing the podcast right now. I'm on with Travis.
Mama. She can't hear me.
He just said hi. We are wondering this tweet that has taken the world by storm.
It's what the heck? I know. Even TMZ, like sent me a text and said, "Can you be on? This is really funny." I'm like, it's so stupid. They probably pulled a permit because they're coming on Monday to put my windows and doors in.
Is it like an HGTV show, or is this just like a legitimate random?
No. All
Knew
I'm
it.
doing is my people are coming to put in my windows on Monday.
Oh, nice. Well, at least you're not doing it yourself, Mom.
Wait, you're doing 16 windows? The article says 9.
It's because my whole apartment is all windows.
Oh my
it's
gosh.
Windows all the way around the building.
What do you replace? Are you going bulletproof? What's happening here? What are we replacing the windows with?
Are you going bulletproof is a banger.
This year, it got so cold down here. It was in the 30s. And I literally had sweat coming down the windows and pools of water in my living room because it couldn't handle it. These are cheap windows that were put in 20 years ago.
These damn Floridians, they don't know about the old Midwest windows.
And I'm like, I'm not doing this again. So I'm putting in new windows. So I called the South and told them I wanted them to put some windows in. And this is the date. It was Monday, the 16th. And so that's next week. Yeah. They'll be here for 3 days and they're putting windows in. So that's it, period.
Well, I just wanted to say, Mom, they said modest home, and it feels like you're turning this place into a bit of a gilded palace, if I must say. So I think you've changed a little bit. I think you've had a taste of the good life, and now all of a sudden, what?
Yeah.
What?
You know me. I'm so, I am so logical, and it's
Mom,
I'm doing something so that I can save money on heating and air conditioning and to keep my windows from sweating. That's as simple as it is.
I know. We're just giving we're just having fun with it too. It's amazing. It is hilarious
so
in an awesome way.
So
we love you.
And then, you know what Disney did? Disney Parks went out there and said they took a picture of Cinderella's castle and they said, this is not what Mama Kelce is going to be renovating her mom's house into. And so I tweeted back and said, that's correct. This is not what I'm doing.
It's not what you're going for.
Yeah, I spend almost as much time there, but I said no.
Nice.
Well,
it's not. But I consider it my second home.
Well, while they're remodeling the home, maybe Disney will let you stay in the palace as the queen that you are.
I think it's so funny. It's aren't there terrible things happening in the world right now?
Okay, we don't need to talk about that. I love you, Mama.
Love you, Mom.
Bye.
Travis is screaming, I love you too as well.
Oh, tell Travis I'm so happy he's going back. I'm thrilled for another year.
All right, Mom. I love
As
you.
long as Mom
Okay,
approves,
all right, love you
I'm
too.
doing the right
Bye-bye.
things.
Say bye to Mom.
Bye.
No, she didn't.
Yeah, can't wait to see what Mom's house looks like. All golden windows and bulletproof glass and all. Yeah.
I mean, the TMZ article got 24 million views.
Oh,
Insane.
in the membrane. Inside in the brain. Sorry.
All right, and let's get to the actual biggest news coming out. Travis is coming back for year 14. We talked about it a little bit up front.
Yeah.
Trav,
Yeah.
what how we feeling?
Feeling good about the decision. I'm feeling excited. Been texting with a few of the guys on the team. Just, ready to get this thing fucking going, man. It's as you know, it's not a just in-season thing. It's something that I truly believe you need an entire off season to get the body, the mind ready for training camp alone. And then training camp, you start to get that wear and tear, and you kind of build your own armor of toughness to get you through the season. It's a year-long thing that I'm excited to get going, and I'm excited to be around the guys when OTAs come around and to start to really mold this team, man. Get that mentality back to where it needs to be. That determination, that expectations of excellence every single day, and doing it in our own way where we show our personalities, we get this thing fucking rolling, man.
Dude, I'm excited to see it. I'm as a fan of my brother and as someone who loves watching you play, I can't wait to watch you play for another season. Very excited also about the Kenneth Walker signing, because that guy is a beast.
Can't wait to meet the old Super Bowl MVP. God, man, that guy's just he's unbelievable, man.
He was explosive all year round, and when Charbonnet went down, he really got the chance to be the featured guy for the most part. up in that carry load. Because you always wonder, sometimes these explosive guys, when they get the full workload, if it's still got that pop. And it still had that pop, baby.
Come on now.
I'm not the only guy excited for you. Your teammates are all posting stuff. Patrick Mahomes posting a carousel. She's what is this alarm clock in the plane? What's that mean?
This is not a plane. It's a bow and arrow.
Ah, typical Travis Kelce, Kansas City Chiefs celebration. Then we had Chris Jones on Twitter. We are so back. A lot of people pumped up.
Man, I'm just as excited to be joining forces with those two guys, man. And I think we all kind of had talks at the end of the season. Like I said, I was always pretty optimistic that I was coming back. A lot of people in the building knew that, but wanted to kind of give it some time and refocus it and let the Chiefs make some moves and figure out a lot of things first to make us an all-around better team. But then, we kind of talked about some of these things as the season ended. Like, man, how are we going to never let it get to this fucking point again? And I think we're all three, especially us three right there, being at the helm and being here the longest, and feeling like we have the most, leadership and accountability on the team in that aspect. So
no doubt
excited to get back in the building with my guys and get this thing cooking.
Well, we just mentioned Kenneth Walker on offense. Obviously the offense has gotten better, it would appear, through the first short stint of free agency, but we have lost some defensive players. Trent McDuffie signs a huge contract.
There were a few guys signed some big contracts. Trent McDuffie went to the Rams. My guy Jalen Watson, Paper Cups, went to the Rams. They got two unbelievable corners and guys that are going to fucking come into work every single day. I'm happy both of those guys got paid. And then on top of that, we got Brian Cook, B. Cook, over to Cincinnati. He's back home representing Cincinnati in the hometown for the Bengals. Also got paid. And obviously you're happy for these guys, but man, you hate to see them go because of how much you love playing with them and all the blood, sweat, and that you put into the offseason and during the season with them. So it's tough to see these guys go elsewhere, but I'm happy these guys are making, lifetime money.
It's insane because I was thinking about this the other day. The defense has really been outstanding for the Chiefs the past 3 seasons, right? Like what Spags and that
100%.
group has been fantastic. And the backfield is completely overhauled, right? Like you obviously with Trent McDuffie leaving, now Cooks, like last year, Justin Reed leaves. Then you're the year before that, oh my God, Titans.
Oh, you're talking about L'Jarius Sneed?
Sneed, yep. So
Man.
Yeah, it's had a large transformation. It'll be interesting to see how they retool that area. I mean, Spags is as good as it gets. I don't know. You got to make choices, right? And offensively, we needed some more firepower. They go out and get Kenneth Walker. So it's going to have some young guys step up.
You ain't lying. And in Spags, we trust, baby. He's unbelievable. I know Dave Merritt, our DB's coach, is unbelievable at getting the guys going over there and understanding the system. He's been with them since he was in New York, and he's been with Spags since he was in New York. So they're quite the duo, and we still got some guys in that room that can play some ball now. I know they're going to have to step up, but and become more of a every down corner. But I'm excited to see it happen, man. One being Noah Williams.
Well, there's some other free agency news as well for the Eagles. We extended Jordan Davis 3 years, $78 million, including $65 million guaranteed. I thought this was an outstanding extension. Jordan Davis really came on this last year.
Yeah, he was
very
awesome.
Strong. He had an outstanding season, was in the best shape of his career. I'm just so happy for this guy.
He just seemed like a great fucking dude, man.
He's an awesome dude, but he's matured so much. He came in with this youthful, just like, he was a giant kid, man. And he still has that enthusiasm and nature to him. Like, he is a big kid, but now he's grown into it, right? And he's accountable. He plays and practices hard. He does everything right. And you always love whenever guys like that get rewarded. So congratulations, Jordan Davis. That is life-changing money, quite literally. Unreal. Eagles, we did lose, unfortunately, Jalen Phillips to the Panthers. Signed a 4-year, $120 million contract with $80 guaranteed. Goddamn. And then
what?
Dude, the numbers this year have been astronomical in free agency. So we're going to talk about it a couple of times because there's some other crazy numbers I also want to bring up. I think that there's a reason these numbers are getting to the level they are. One, because they're really good players, but I think people underestimate how much the salary cap is going to continue to go up in the NFL. Let's talk about, we also lost one of the exciting whites. We are now down to the exciting white on defense. Reed Blankenship is signed with the Houston Texans on a 3-year, $24.75 million deal. Congratulations to Reed. Awesome teammate and was a big part of our success since he was with the Philadelphia Eagles for 4 years. Congratulations. And here's some of these other numbers. Centers are getting fucking paid. Chargers signed Tyler Biadasz, 3 years, 30. Bills signed Connor McGovern to a 4-year, $52 million deal. But the big one everybody's talking about is Tyler Linderbaum, 3 years, $81 million. This dude's making over $25 million a year at the center position. I don't think people realize how fucking crazy high that is.
He just jumped $10 million. The market was at what, 16, 17? I think Reed's Creed got up to 18, right?
So when I left the year
before
Creed signed his deal at 18, I was making the most on a per year basis
15.
At it was 14 and a half. I had upside to get to 15, I think.
We're a half glass full kind of family, Jason.
There you go. And even that was pretty high. And I think what is Creed reset the market at 18, and then Tyler Linderbaum in just 1 year has reset that by $9 million. And Tyler Linderbaum's incredible. He fits the scheme perfectly. Like, they're going to run that Kubiak system down there. And in order to run that system, having a center that is really, really good makes outside zone systems go. Like, you need that. Like, you go back to the Denver Broncos with Mike Shanahan, you have Tom Nalen. Like, if you have a guy at the pivot position that can reach a nose guard and get to the second level, it makes a big difference in that run game. But beside that, all of these numbers that have been released this year have been very high. And I think it's a clear indicator the NFL salary cap is going to continue to go up. These teams are banking on the salary cap rising each and every year. They know the media contracts are being negotiated right now between the NFL and all of these media companies. And it's the biggest thing that any of these networks can afford.
Over the past 2 years, it's gone up 40 mil just these past 2 years. Last year, I think it went up 30. This year, it went up 22.
But what I'm saying is most of the money that dictates the salary cap are the media contracts.
100%.
It's gone up 40 million the last couple years, or went up 40 million last year. What was it this year? You said 20 something?
So yeah, last year was like 30 something. This year is 22.
Yeah. So it did that without redoing the media contracts. That's just in revenue going up across the league. What's going to drastically change it is the NBA redid their media contracts a few years ago without the revenue really going up. Like the viewership and everything stayed stagnant, but these networks need sports to survive. So they spent huge on the NBA media contracts. I really do believe that this is NFL teams knowing these media contracts that they're coming and renegotiating right now are going to be astronomically higher than they are right now. I think we're going to start seeing absurd number. I mean, these are already crazy.
My God, Duffy is getting 30 a year.
You look 4 or 5 years down the line, you're going to start seeing close to, I wouldn't be surprised by in the next 10 years, you see a quarterback getting like $1 billion contract. I'm not messing with you. Because look at what Pat signed. Pat signed a $500 million deal, right? Basically.
I think it was just under 5. I think you're right. I think it was a little bit over 5, actually.
Within 10 years, the media contracts are all going to double. Now, it's going to be a long-term deal.
His was a 10-year deal, yeah.
You're going to see quarterbacks making close to $100 million a year, I bet. It is crazy what these media contracts have gone to. The networks have to have the sport because the NFL rules all of the viewership numbers. It's what all the marketers want. It's how these networks are surviving right now. They're going to get desperate to have this content. Fox, CBS, they're all freaking competing against each other. They know these numbers are going to be ridiculous in 4 or 5 years. And they're starting to try and renegotiate them early. So it might even happen earlier. I don't know, man. I think this is a clear sign as any that all of these teams know the salary cap is going to be outrageous in 4 or 5 years.
And that's all we got for this week in NFL free agency. Last bit of new news, Jason. We got out of the house. It hit TGL, man.
Yeah, baby. Yeah.
How fucking awesome was that? Well, you had quite a blast. You were there, what, 3 days in a row?
3 days. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Yep.
And to be honest, I'm not gonna lie. I thought it was fascinating. The stuff that you were doing where you were going underneath, you were showing the locker rooms what the players have at their disposal out there. Also the technology that goes into all this stuff, the recovery, the workout rooms and everything. it is a fascinating environment over there.
And that's exactly what they brought me over to do. I think a lot of times watching, on TV, you don't realize the technological,
and I'm telling you right now, I was blown away in person, seeing that place in person. Like, let alone, you don't understand what you're about to say, but seeing that place in person and being in that arena is a night and day difference than being and watching it on TV.
For sure. On TV, it doesn't, it looks good, but when you're there in person, you really get an accurate representation for the scale of it. It's an enormous facility. That screen is gigantic.
It's huge.
The green is huge, and it moves and changes, and the technology and, the innovation put into that place is just state of the art. And I had an opportunity to go down there and show that off. And first of all, I was excited to see it because the whole golf world has been talking about this facility down there in SoFi. So I'm like, dude, I would love to go check it out, and got the chance to see how the green works going underneath that. Got a chance to hit on the simulator and got a chance to watch some of the best golfers in the world hit in front of a grandstand full of people. I will
buy
insane.
that ticket every day of the week.
100%.
Honestly, I will buy that ticket to see my guy, Minwoo, absolutely ripping the fucking ball.
Dude, I got a nice little chipping lesson from Minwoo.
Yeah, what did he tell you? Because you actually looked like you actually kind of took something out of that. Yeah.
So I feel like when I'm chipping a lot of times, I try to take my hands out of it as much as I can and just make it like a pendulum, almost like you're putting type thing.
Yep.
And he was like, dude, it's making you too stiff. You got to be more you got to have a little bit of release. It's not like a full swing, but it's got to be more fluid. So he was giving me some great advice. I was taking it with one hand and kind of swinging it. Then he was just kind of getting me to release the club still, even when I'm chipping. And right away, you can see how much more feel. When my hands aren't involved at all, it's hard for me to gauge the feel of hitting the ball. The moment, for whatever reason, when I start to incorporate my wrist just a little bit, I feel like I can gauge speed better chipping and really putting too. There's something about my hands being involved that I have a better feel. So it was great. I would love to take more lessons from you, Minwoo. I don't know if you got time. I know you're busy winning all sorts of championships.
Yeah,
and whatnot,
I think he was top 10 over at Arnie's place this week. Or at least
There we go.
Last I looked, he was.
Gonna start putting some money down on Minwoo. And then Tom Kim hitting the hole-in-one to win and claw their way back from a major deficit.
My dog TK.
And make the playoffs was pretty freaking epic.
Dude, it was so fucking lit in that goddamn arena when he made that, dude. It was so fun, man.
Before we were getting ready to do that show that day, they're like, hey, Jason, we're thinking about putting you back up in the lift for those holes. And I'm like, dude, guys, I'm happy we did the lift thing, but honestly, it was terrifying. I don't want to go back up there.
That was a one and done thing right there.
And they said, okay, well, what if we do some fun bit where hey, you've had a long week. We're going to show off the cold tub. You get in the cold tub to ice down your legs and recover from a long week at TGL. I'm like, all right, yeah, that sounds good. So when that happened, I'm in the locker room in my bathing suit about to do a cool bit thing. So I didn't even get to see it in person.
Damn it.
I just hear the whole place erupt, and I'm like, dude, what just happened? And we pull it up on the phone, and we see that Kim hit a hole-in-one, and they're like, all right, we're about to cut to the cold plunge thing at the next break. I'm like, there's no way they're going to come in here and do it. They would be morons to get the cold. There's so much shit happening out there.
Keep it on the guys. Keep it on the guys. Keep it on the guys.
But the lead producer, Jeff, gave me a good ribbing. He's like, yeah, I bet you would have liked to have been in the lift when that happened as opposed to in the locker room. I'm like, yeah, you're probably right. But it was an epic week. Got to, talk to Tiger Woods. It was just, Dude. It was so cool being down there talking with Homa and Minwoo.
And Max is such a good dude. He was enjoying himself after that win.
No doubt. So it was a great week. And we got to play golf together. I got to see you, Trav. It was a very fun 3 days, especially in Florida, out of the bitter snow that we had that week in Philadelphia. So, yeah.
I'm saying it right now. We got to do a live event. We got to do it, dude. We got to do it, man.
You're talking about at TGL.
We have to, if they let us.
I don't know
if they let us around that much technology and... And now I think we can feel the seats, man. I think it's such a cool atmosphere. I think there's a way we could have some fun with it. Bring it because everybody fucking golfs, man. And don't get me wrong, we're no professionals.
That's why it's awesome.
But it's fun to compete. And it's fun to fucking be on a live stage like that in such a unique atmosphere. And I think we could put something together and get some things brewing, just in the NFL world, let alone if we start crossing leagues and bringing other guys into it.
Well, I do got to ask you, you saw my golf game for 3 days, basically 2 days. Are you getting nervous about our Tahoe?
No.
What? I thought it was playing pretty good.
You are,
pretty good.
You are playing pretty good. That doesn't mean you're going to get into positives.
All right, Trev. All right.
You're not 30 strokes better than what you were.
I don't need to be 30
it's not 30
strokes.
strokes. You're right. It's not 30 strokes. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You're not.
If you break 80, you're going to be in the positive in Tahoe.
You think you're breaking 80?
I think I'm going to be able to break 80. Yeah, I do. All I got to do is fix up this short game. I got it.
Get rid of that fucking putter, dude. You
No,
get rid of that
I'm gonna do
putter,
it
I
with
might
that
start
putter.
shaking in my boots. You get
I'm
rid of
doing
that
it with
putter,
that putter.
I might start shaking in my boots.
I'm doing it with that freaking peanut putter, whatever you want to call it. That
You don't
bullseye
even
staying in the
know-
bag.
You don't even know that bullseye.
That's right.
You don't even know where to hit it on the club to hit it consistently.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I just miss it sometimes. I know where to hit it. I just don't hit it where I'm trying to hit it sometimes. It's a aim small, miss small type thing. It's a small sweet spot.
You know,
It's going to be fun.
is-
It's going to be fun.
there is no chance you're breaking 80 with that putter.
All right. Well, we shall see. I have never been more confident. Just let me say that.
But to be fair, breaking 80 one day isn't going to get you into the positives.
Yes, it is. Well, it will for a day. I mean, if you do it all 3 days, you'll be in the positive. But yeah, breaking 80 by that stable forward scoring will probably be in the positive for sure. Because if you're breaking 80, you're only getting
No. I hear
a
you.
handful of double
But
bogey.
you got to do it 3 days in a row.
Oh, that's the thing. Yeah, you would have to break 80 all 3 days to be in the positive.
Yeah.
But you can do it without breaking 82. Really, if you as long as you eliminate doubles, you can be in the positive fairly easily in the Stableford scoring.
I don't know, man.
Because a par is a point.
Well, I guess, yeah. And yeah, I guess
Bogey is even.
Bogey is nothing.
So
yeah.
you really,
It's the doubles.
The key
the
to
doubles
that
are
is
the
doubles.
ones. Yeah.
And the things that get me doubles are the drives, which I think you'll agree. My drive was on point this week. I got that thing figured out with that blue shaft. I was driving it real well.
I was up there fucking living it.
Counts. It counts.
Yeah, it does. It definitely does. All right. Well, that does it for new news. Shout out to everybody at TGL for making that absolutely epic. And shout out to all the NFL teams making moves in the offseason. Once again, new news brought to you by American Express. Shout out to American Express. All right. Let's keep this thing moving before we get to Conan. 92%ers. It's March. And you know what that means. We are officially running it back with the New Heights Reese's March Madness Bracket Challenge. That's right. So
Yes,
we need all
sir.
you guys to enter and give your best bracket. Jason, have you been watching any basketball?
I have not. As typical, I am knee deep in football stuff for the most of the basketball season. So I just don't see a lot of college basketball. I would love to offer my expertise, though, on who to pick. So look for that, which is usually based on height or asking. I might ask an expert this year. I might just go completely off of somebody else's opinions.
Okay. All right.
I got somebody that I know that knows a lot about women's basketball.
Ooh. Who you know?
Not saying any names.
Ooh. He's scared to tell us. He's lying.
I just don't want to put him on the spot.
All right. Well, I watched quite a bit of men's basketball. And I know that Cincinnati is on the bubble right now.
Come on, Bearcats.
We shall see. I know Miami of Ohio is undefeated. And that's about as far as I could tell Jason if you're going to cheat and ask people for opinions. So,
Wait, that's cheating? That's cheating?
yeah, it's
Doing
cheating.
research is cheating?
Yes. Do your own
What are you
fucking research. Cite your
How
fucking
can I do it?
sources if you're not going to fucking tell us your source.
I'll tell you. I will tell you my sources.
Jake won the bracket challenge last year.
Handle the truth.
Way to send it. Yeah, Jake won it last year, but no chance he wins it this year.
0.
Men's and women's brackets open on selection Sunday, March 15th. Next week, we will make our final 4 picks and share the links to participate in our bracket challenge. So this year, the winners will get a swag bag with signed New Heights merch and Reese's cups. So,
Ooh.
yeah. You think we ran out of gold cups, Jason?
We can get some more. Well, they can make more of them.
You know
we
where
can
to get
a
them?
gold cup. I think they
You know
at
where to
least
get
got to get another gold cup. Yeah, we can get more gold cups.
Yeah, let's
for sure.
get some more gold cups. I don't know. I still don't have a gold cup, so yeah, why don't we get a few of those?
All right, we'll get you a gold cup.
I would love it. Can I get it embroidered?
Travis, I'll pay for it right from the New Heights account. That's in both of our names. Yeah, we can do it. We can do that. We can get you a cup. We can get the winner of this a cup. Those cups are expensive. They do cost over $10,000. It is gold plated.
Yeah.
It's a big deal. It's a big deal. And it's a fun thing to take to a party and chug beers out of. So
I've also used it as a casino chips cup. You put your chips in that cup.
it is a good luck. I have done very well at the casino with my gold cup. There's no question.
There you go. All right. Now, once again, thank you to our friends at Reese's for teaming up for this March Madness Bracket Challenge. May the best 92%er win. Let's get to our conversation with Conan O'Brien, ladies and gentlemen.
Thanks to our presenting sponsor, Hill's Pet Nutrition.
Life moves fast. You're up early. You're grinding through the day, handling million things at once.
That's right. And through it all, your pet is right there. A constant calming presence in all the chaos.
They give you so much without asking for anything in return. And you want to give back, especially when it comes to their health.
Let's be honest, with everything on your plate, pet parents need solutions that actually work without adding more stress to your day.
That's right. That's the beauty of Hills. Hills science-led nutrition helps you give more love than humanly possible.
Their formulas are designed by experts, so you know you're giving your pet what they need to thrive, even when life gets hectic.
Because you're only human. There's Hills.
Find the right food at hillspet.com/science-does-more. Thank you to our sponsor, American Express.
The more we travel, the more we care about taking it slow.
Yep, there's nothing like having time to take your time. Vacation mode is a real thing.
And honestly, that feeling, it should stay with you from the minute you start your trip to the minute you get back home.
That's right. That's why veterans like us reach for the American Express Platinum Card. It's the card that moves you without any issues throughout your journey, from the airport lounge to the world-class hotel.
Yes, being a Platinum Card member gets you access to the largest curated global hotel program as compared to other credit card programs with special benefits as of July 2025.
Hotels that actually understand what it means to take your time and be taken care of. You check in, settle in, and take things day by day.
Your whole trip at your own pace, just the way you want it. Now that's how you know you're doing it right.
With premium travel benefits and award-winning service, there's nothing like American Express Platinum.
Terms apply. Learn more at americanexpress.com/withplatinum.
Oh my God.
We rolling, guys?
Dude.
We're rolling.
Yo,
We're rolling.
legend.
Guys, meet 6 feet 4 inches.
Yeah.
90 pounds of pure Irish magic.
That's what I'm talking about.
I wish I was there in person because I would physically intimidate you both.
I wouldn't be able to take it.
You just wouldn't be able to. It's too much. It's a lot of man right here talking to you guys, but try and control yourselves. How are you both?
Doing good.
Dude, absolutely fantastic, man. Thank you for the time.
Thanks for having me on.
You're preparing for the Oscars. How much of that team overlaps with like what you do with Team Coco and like late night? Like, is it completely separate?
No, there's a lot of overlap. A lot of these are writers that I've used before. They worked with me for years. I mean, I've been at this forever. I have all my favorite writers come in for this, and we just get a room going. It's not probably unlike your world where it's all about preparation. So,
Sure.
So we get people together and we start a couple of months ago and we just start working. And we have a room that goes all the time. And I drop in and out of it. I usually just waste their time. I do all this bullshit. I get them laughing, but it's not in any way productive for the Oscars.
Vibe check.
And
Vibe
then-
check. You always got a vibe check.
Exactly. That's what it is. It's a lot of vibe check. So that's just fun. That part is probably my favorite part. The two things I miss the most when I'm not working on a project like this or doing a late night show is the band and the writers.
You're so in sync with the band, specifically the drummer. I mean, the intros to the late night are some of my favorite like showman work of all time. I mean, the hips with the hi-hats. Are you kidding me? The coattails to the temp checks.
Yes, the nipple twisting. You know, this was my version of an end zone dance. You know, like that was my. I always, was thinking if I ever did somehow accidentally get thrown into a game and managed to catch a football in the end zone, it would be the string dance and then the nipples, and then the nipples would get me tossed. Probably, right? I don't think you're allowed to do that.
It'd probably get you a little fine.
It'd be at least 15 yards.
All right. Well, it's maybe worth it. Maybe worth it.
It is. Hey, if you get in that end zone, you can do whatever you want.
Exactly.
We're going to talk more about this. We're going to do the intro real quick, though, and because I know we got it in the show with all the Oscar prep and everything. So
whatever you guys want to do. Whatever you want to do.
You're the man, dude.
Here we go. Hi, our guest today is a 6'4" comedian, writer, and fellow podcaster out of Brookline, Massachusetts. He graduated magna cum laude from a small state school just outside of Boston. He is a 6-time Emmy winner of the 2025 Mark Twain Prize for Humor.
Yeah,
you might know him from his time as the host of the hit podcast Conan O'Brien Needs a Friend, or as the host of the Emmy Award-winning travel series Conan O'Brien Must Go, or from his 16-year stint as the host of Late Night with Conan O'Brien. He is the man that gave the world comedy classics such as Pimbot, Triumph the Insult Comedy Dog, Masturbating Bear, and Andy Richter. And this Sunday, he is back for his second time hosting the Academy Awards. 92%ers, please welcome the largest Irishman I know now, Conan O'Brien.
My God, I've been waiting for that intro. Hey, Jason, are you available to do my intro for the Oscars? Are you?
Listen, be careful what you throw out there, Conan.
If you did that, first of all, it would be way too long. The Oscar people would be so pissed.
The band's playing.
Kelce Nation would be going crazy.
Fucking
a lot of people would be tuning in to the Oscars for the first time. Hey, absolute honor to be here. And I do want to stress, if you saw me in person, I'd have nothing but mad respect from both of you, because I am a specimen. I'm a physical specimen. And a lot of people don't know that because I act like such a fool.
The hair is a golden red right now. That thing, that top piece is looking fantastic, dude.
Isn't that beautiful? I have so many wigs for every occasion. Don't you envy my wife? She sees this orange sherbet lying on the pillow next to her. She's so thrilled. And also, everyone here in my world, Team Coco, so excited that I'm doing this, that I've got fans sitting in right now, huge Chiefs fans. Tanisha and Buddy, just jump over here. Can you see them? Jump over. Come on over here. These are fanatics. And get in here. Get in close, right around me. There they are.
Tanisha, check out the jersey.
All they do is talk about the damn Chiefs. And by the way,
what I'm talking about, baby.
No offense, I'm a Patriots guy, born and raised.
Had a feeling.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Not a terrible situation to be in as a Patriots fan.
Not a terrible situation to be in. And then, I wanted to get some Eagles fans in here, but they're too violent. They're just,
You got to go down to the courthouse to find some of those. Yeah.
If we had Eagles fans in here, they would be tearing out the equipment and throwing it at me. I'm terrified of an Eagles fan. Much respect, but they frighten me. They're so intense. But guys, it's a huge treat. Thanks for having me on. I appreciate it.
The treat is all ours. I mean, I can't tell you how much we watched you all growing up, and we've followed. I mean, I played hockey growing up, and we would go and have sleepovers when we were younger, and we're like, middle school at this time. And we would stay up, play video games, and purposely stay up just to watch Late Night with Conan O'Brien.
Every time.
And see the Walker Texas Ranger lever.
Well, the Walker Texas Ranger lever was one of my favorite things ever.
Ever.
I was ever, and it's one of the things I'm most happy about. And then they made us stop doing it because they said that we're playing all these clips and there's actors in those clips, and they said to me, you know, the actors are starting to notice you're playing these clips and you're not paying them, and they're going to come after you.
Boo.
And so we got to cut it down. And I went into a depression because it was my favorite thing. And then I said to my producer, and to my lawyer, I want to take this to trial. And they're like, what are you talking about? And I said, I want to show these people, these actors are going to go crazy. And I said, no, I want to go to trial and show the clips and then say, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, that is not acting. And they said, you are not going to do that. That is not happening. Shut up. So that had to go away. But
you would have won right there.
This is before internet. So I didn't know we had, when the show first started, all we had was like reviews to go off of. And the reviews were written by people my age or older, and they didn't understand. They just didn't like what I was doing. And no one told me that, no, there's all these 14-year-olds out there who are staying up and watching it, and they're like building a religion around it. And so I always wish, well, why couldn't, Travis and Jason have got a hold of me back then and said, hey, man, we love the show.
You're crushing it.
There was no way. And I meet all these comics who are huge stars now who are like, oh, no, I grew up watching your stuff. And I thought, well, we didn't know. No one told us. We didn't have any idea. So
it was a kind of a rough start. No, like the first episode, you came in with high expectations off of SNL, and like everybody was like, man, Conan O'Brien is hilarious. He's going to kill it. And the only reason I know this is because I tried my hand at a late night show this year. One of the hardest things I've ever done, but I had,
you had a bunch of my writers.
All of them. All of them. They were all former late night with Conan O'Brien, John Glazer, Tammy Sager, Andy Blitz, and Kevin Dorff. All those, they were all writing on the show. It was so hard and daunting. And they knew what a fan I was of your stuff. And they said like, it wasn't easy for Conan when he just got started. Like it took him a while to like really get into it and everything. So I don't know. I don't know why I'm bringing this up now, but yeah, go ahead.
It's like anything else where, again, I think there are probably some analogies to your guys' profession where, you come up, you think about comedy all the time, you're obsessed with it. And then finally you get your show. But I was 29 when I auditioned. I had never done anything on television. And so, it's one of those situations where I was thrown in, as a rookie, and I'm just getting sacked left and right. It's kind of a disaster. We were doing the kind of comedy that I wanted to do, which was very strange and stuff that I really believed in and that my head writer, Robert Smigel, really believed in. So we knew we were doing what we wanted to do, but I had to learn a lot. I had to kind of learn how to, in your world, it would be like see the field and figure out how it all comes together and gels. And the only situation was you're just out there alone. You're one of just a few late night hosts. This is back when there weren't any. And there were very few. And so there's a lot of focus. There's an incredible amount of focus. So yeah, we barely survived that first year and a half, 2 years. I always thought I was going to get canceled. And, but then it started to gel and then it started to click. But I think I started in September of 93, and I don't think it really started to click with Americans until like 96.
It makes sense too, looking back at it though, because a lot of the stuff ended up, you're building like this atmosphere within the show, right? Like there's like so many pieces and characters and bits and things that take time to really take foot for like fans watching. But once they're in, it's like, this stuff is gold, man. It is hilarious and the fans love it. And I feel more like, and maybe I'm wrong on this, but it feels like you almost more than any of the other late night show hosts. There's like a level of fandom that is like to a diehard nature. Like people absolutely love Conan O'Brien with like an infatuation.
He's so spot on. And I've always actually wondered, why haven't you done more acting?
Oh, well,
I've always in my mind, like, man, he's so good. He could do all of it. He's got the full gamut. Yeah. But I feel like I feel like you haven't like, I don't know. Am I off on that?
No, you're not off. You're off about a lot of things, but
I am off.
This is, Travis, you're so off on just about everything, but and I'm getting this from Jason. But he's got a lot of complaints. No, you're absolutely right. Here's the problem. I just love what I do so much that the idea of me being in like a buddy cop movie, if it's comedy, I would be excited to do it. And I did a serious acting role this year with Rose Byrne for this movie, If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You, which did really, she's nominated for an Oscar, and that was exciting to try. But I don't think I have it in me to be in a real acting scene. Meaning, if I was in a scene and my job was to tell a woman how much I loved her and then start crying, I would just be doing bits the whole time and jokes, and they'd fire me right away. I couldn't, you know what I mean? If my job was to say, like, I loved you so much. I think I would, people in the audiences would just be laughing, and then I'd probably look at the camera and go, well, what do you want from me? So.
No, that makes all the sense in the world.
She's grieving about her father just dying and
I'm like, you get another father. What's the big deal? Fathers are a dime a dozen. I'd do some stupid bit. I'd ruin it. Guys, it's for the best. It's for the best that I stay out of acting.
You're not staying out of the acting world. You are hosting the Oscars for your second time coming up this Sunday.
Guys, I need you. I will fly you in. You guys have to be backstage with me, getting me psyched up just before I go out. If you did that, I'd go running out there with way too much energy. But I'd be like, yeah! And they'd have shots of like Timothée Chalamet and these like famous actors, Brad Pitt, being, what is wrong with him? Yeah! We're gonna kill it! We're gonna chew it up and spit it out!
We're gonna fucking kill him.
Yeah, and then doctors would rush in and carry me away.
That's right, Trav. We'll give him some pre-workout drinks, some smelling salts, creatine. You'll be juiced to the gills, Conan.
Dude, you give him all that. We're gonna need to give him a helmet too. All those things, you need to put a helmet on if you're gonna do that. That concoction could get crazy.
If we did this, I would totally the Oscars would be a disaster, and afterwards word would get out. People would be going like, what happened? He did it last year and it was good. What happened? Well, did we mention that Travis and Jason Kelce were backstage with him? They gave him some stuff to drink. They gave him a helmet and they yelled at him. That might have had something to do with it.
Then Conan went over and speared the trombonist. It was crazy.
Yeah, just take him out. Yeah.
Electric. Give the people what they want to see, man.
Sure. You got to.
Well, have you seen most of the movies that are up for awards? How does this, when you're hosting, do you make a point to try and watch all of them? And
yeah, I really do try to see them all. And this was a great year. This was a year where there's big stars in the films. There's a lot of great movies. There's box office hits. Movies that did really well. So I watched them all and I thought this is a great crop of movies. So it's a good year to host. I was excited about it.
You had a Kendrick Lamar joke last year that you bet one of your writers on that whether it was going to work out or not.
Oh no, I didn't bet him. My producer did. One of my writers wrote a joke and I think it was, I'm trying to think of it, what it was. It was like, well, we're halfway through the show. And Kendrick Lamar had just done the Super Bowl halftime show.
Yep.
And who was he feuding with?
Drake.
It was Drake. That's right. It was Drake.
Drake.
And so, these feuds, I try and keep up with them.
The rap beef.
Yeah, I said, hey, we're halfway through the show, which means it's time for Kendrick Lamar to call Drake a pedophile. And it destroyed, and people went crazy for it. But just before I went out, my producer, Jeff Ross, was like, that joke's going to bomb. No one's going to get it. And I'm like, are you kidding me? And so he bet the writer of the joke. And as I walk backstage, I see my producer handing him like $100. Did better than I thought. Yeah. But I was never in doubt about that one.
Are there any jokes you're worried about this year? How do you go sussing out which ones make it and which ones don't?
Probably one of the best things to do, which I've been doing now for about 2 months, is I go to clubs and I show up as a surprise. And I go to far-flung clubs, like really clubs that are way out there.
Jason, could you imagine just sitting there and Conan walks out? What?
That'd be a nice surprise.
So cool.
It's fun. And you go to these places where, I mean, sometimes it literally is like a little comedy club in the back of a bowling alley in Covina. And there's no, like, the bathroom door is busted, so they say just use the alley. So I was in an alley in Covina pissing up against a wall before I did my set, and I thought, I'm hosting the Oscars in like 5 weeks, and I'm pissing in an alley in Covina. And I just thought, like, this is amazing. I love this.
This is what it takes to be the best.
Yeah, you've got to go urinate in an alley if you want to. I'll be probably doing that just before the Oscars. Minutes before, I'll say, do you guys have an alley? Like, what are you talking about?
I'm superstitious.
Yeah, I'm superstitious. I need an alley right now. And I need 9 quarts of water. You go out and you try jokes out, and you, over time, you get a sense of these ones seem to consistently do well. This one doesn't seem to land right. And it's just a lot of, again, something you guys can relate to, prep. I mean, a lot of things in life are put in the work and do the prep. I'm a big believer. I always thought how much talent I have isn't my business. I don't even know. It's very hard to know, like, am I more talented than that person or less talented than that person? I always thought I can't control that. That's a mystical thing that you can never really know. What I can control is prep. I can control prep, and I can control hard work, and be honest with yourself. When it didn't go right, don't tell yourself it went great. Be honest with yourself. So those are the principles that I probably think apply to not just your profession, my profession, but you can apply that anywhere. You know, there's a lot I can't control. And if you do the prep, then if the plan doesn't go right, then you improvise, but you have a freedom. Well, at least I did the prep. So now I feel free to, okay, this didn't unfold the way I wanted it to. And this prop just broke, or something just went wrong in front of everybody. But now I can make something up. I can scramble. And I think that, again, same principles in my business as your business. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
You're 100% right. So, and I think two of the things you have touched on are like monikers that we use our whole career, like the control what you control is something that is so important in athletics and really everything, right? So many people get wound up in their head thinking about what ifs and things that are outside what they have control of. And it's like, hey, if you just focus on these things, this is actually what's going to allow you to be successful. To me, I felt like whenever I practice and really put the time in, I just felt confident, and you're not as nervous. You don't worry as much. You're just kind of out there doing what you just did all week preparing for. And it does free you up and trying new things out. You know, you're going to the clubs. We would try things out in practice. You know, I go out there, hey, I'm going to try this technique out today. Oh, I just got my ass kicked. Okay, let's throw that one away. We're not going to try that one again.
Well, I got my answer. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
And there's also a thing that I think about a lot is muscle memory. And you think you can apply that to anything. You can apply muscle memory, obviously, to athletics, which is just thousands and thousands and thousands of reps. So you're not thinking when you catch the ball. You're not thinking when when you're centering up, you're not thinking about any of that stuff because it's the muscle memory. It's the same thing that happens in comedy, and it's the same thing that happens, I'm sure, in every other profession where you have that, and that can take over. So you don't have to waste any brain power thinking about that, and it frees up space to take advantage of, oh, wait, this weird thing just happened. I'm going to go left or I'm going to go right. It's all the same thing.
Trav likes to call that blacking out. He's talked about that numerous times.
Yep, blacking out. But you do the work so that you have those natural instincts ready in your back pocket to play. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think it's so fascinating. We all have we all have the different, like you were talking about the work you put in, the prep you put in. We all have that different like world that is our prep. And I think that's where you really make it unique. You make it you. And to hear that you're going to these kind of one-off small town comedy spots, that is so cool to know that you use those to be on literally the biggest stage that anybody could ever be on.
Yeah. The other thing that's great about it is I get a lot of energy from being around. I mean, sometimes these are, people in their 20s are hanging out, trying out their sets there. And they have, it's tough to make a living in stand-up right now because the business structure of it all has changed. So a lot of these people that I'm hanging out with before I go up or after I go up have 2 other jobs. And you see that I like anything that reminds me that the scale of things can change. You can be in the Super Bowl or you can be hosting the Oscars, but fundamentally it's not different from you playing in the street, in front of your house. There is something that the 2 are connected, and to act like there's not a connection between the 2, I think is silly, because there's a real fundamental connection. And I think sometimes people forget, they think, well, Super Bowl, that's just going to be a whole new thing. And you think, well, actually, fundamentally, it's the same thing. We've added all these layers of, money and, prestige and commercials. And, there's going to be rockets firing in the air and there's a huge halftime show. But fundamentally, it's the same thing. And that's what I think about is when I go out there, in a couple of days, it's going to be the same thing that I've been trying to do in one way or another since I was 14 years old. It's really not that different. It's just now I've got makeup, like a really
and I'm
nice
not
tuxedo.
pissing on a brick wall.
Exactly. Well, there might be time for that. We'll see, but yeah.
You said you're trying some of these jokes out in these comedy clubs. Would you try some of them out with us right now?
I absolutely will not. I'm too superstitious.
All right, fair enough.
I absolutely will not. And I don't trust you. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't trust you.
That's fair. That is very fair.
You guys you have a great reputation. You seem like good guys. You're a wholesome Ohio boys, but I think you're going to leak these. You're going to fuck me over and you're going to laugh and then you're going to high five each other. That's what's going to happen.
That's right. You see right through us, Conan. All right. Last Oscars question. Will the Dune Sandstorm be making another appearance?
I got to change it up. And this culture moves so quickly that the thing that you could joke about last year, this year, if I made a Dune joke, people would be like, what's Dune? I mean, everyone has such short attention spans now that they're thinking about these movies that we're talking about tonight. And if I talk about something that happened 6 weeks ago, they don't know what I'm talking about. So yeah, there'll be no Dune this year.
Well, let's move on to something we've really been wanting to ask you since we've found out that we were going to have the pleasure of having you in front of us. Kind of already touched a little bit on this, but as someone that's done 4,380 episodes of late night TV and now a fellow podcaster, what's the golden nugget to becoming a better interviewer?
Okay. I do have a strong opinion about this, which is,
yes.
It's not a good one, but it's a strong opinion. No, I think that you can do kind of a Jedi mind trick on yourself. And I do this. If you're interviewing a lot of people, and over the years, I would interview like 3 people a night, 5 nights a week, 46 weeks a year. I mean, it's just a total grind. And there'd be people that would come on the show that to be honest with you, because you're doing such a volume business, I wasn't naturally that interested in that person.
Yeah.
That would happen. Okay. It just, there's no way around it. And what I would do is I would spend some time thinking about that person and try to find the thing about either themselves or what they do that was interesting to me. And if you think about it, you can always find that thing. So you could at first glance have a guest and you're thinking, we're talking to, this guy was the former Treasury Secretary. Why do I want to talk to the former Treasury Secretary? And then, but then if you look at it, you find out, he loves restoring 1967 Chryslers. And then you're like, oh, that's kind of cool. Or he likes Taekwondo. Wait a minute. That's interesting. If you think about someone and read a little bit about them, you'll find things that's your way into that person. And I think humans listening to any interview, podcast, late night, they can tell when you're really interested. Mm-hmm. And so all it is finding what's the thing that interests you about that person. And the second part is listening, because believe it or not, there are a lot of interviewers out there who don't listen. They have their question they want to ask, but they're not really listening. And if you're listening, you'll hear the person say something like, there was that summer that I worked in a coal mine, and you'd be like, wait a minute, what? You worked in a coal mine? What's that all about? And if you're not listening, you breeze right past that, and you lose this golden thing. So those are the tricks.
Yeah. I mean, that makes all the sense in the world.
By the way, I hear kids in the background. I hear children.
That's mine. I do this in my basement.
No, that's
sorry.
Big production. Big production.
If you want, Jason, I will totally scream at them for you.
God, which one's making noise?
Which one's making noise?
which Conan wants to scream at them real quick. I'm getting a no from my wife.
That's okay. I respect her. I respect her for that no. You know what? It's for the best, because your children would be scarred for life. They'd say, why did that orange-haired woman yell at us? And that lady was so mean.
Thank you to our sponsor, Allstate.
Checking Allstate first could save you hundreds on car insurance. That's smart.
Not checking the clocks are reset after daylight savings time?
Rookie move. To be fair, I was only late because I have no idea what time zone I'm in.
That's why checking is smart. So check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Potential savings vary. Subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate North American Insurance Company and affiliates. Northbrook, Illinois.
Thank you to our partner, Liquid IV. Spring is here, and you know what that means. Spring break travel. Who doesn't love a good spring break travel? We oftentimes would find ourselves growing up going down to Florida where our grandmother lived. Our uncle lived down in Marco Island, and then we'd try and time it up in a little Disney World action. It was the highlight growing up as a kid. And then I got into high school, and we would go every spring break to tour as a jazz ensemble, where I forgot to mention to Conan O'Brien that I actually played at Brookline High School. I competed in jazz against his alma mater. Anyways, spring break is perhaps the best time of year for kids and adults who have kids, because you get to enjoy some incredible family memories. Alrighty, as travel vets, we know how important staying hydrated is on the go. Whether you're jet setting to escape somewhere warm for a few days or taking the kids to go see the family, long travel days take a toll on your body and especially your hydration. That's why Liquid IV is a must-have in your carry-on bag. Just tear one open, pour it into your water bottle, and you're good to go. With an optimized ratio of electrolytes, essential vitamins, and clinically tested nutrients, Liquid IV turns ordinary water into extraordinary hydration that helps you rehydrate more than water alone. Plus, there's tons of hydration multiplier flavors to choose from, like cotton candy, popsicle firecracker, or my favorite, pina colada. Or you can try sugar-free options with flavors like white peach, lemon lime, rainbow sherbet, and more. Wherever you're heading this spring, travel with on-the-go hydration from Liquid IV. Tear, pour, live more. Head to liquidiv.com and get 20% off your first order with the code New Heights at checkout. That interview advice is great, because it is often that you find yourself like you get caught in the questions and you're not listening. And that's what it's like. It doesn't feel like a conversation. It doesn't feel like it's going anywhere. The other thing we find that we're often doing is we're just doing like a bit of that Chris Farley SNL thing.
Do you remember?
That was great, right? Like,
yes, man, I love that sketch. I love when he would do that. Did you guys are huge Farley fans? Is that correct?
Oh,
we are,
man.
we are.
Yeah. So I was there, the day he came in for his interview. He had to go talk to Lorne Michaels about, before you get hired, you have to have this one last interview with Lorne Michaels, and Lorne had this office that was right above the studio. We would all write up on the 17th floor, but then the studio is on the 8th floor, and on the 9th floor, there's this small office that Lorne had, and he would, he'd make people wait a long time. And I kept noticing this guy sitting, he was a real young Chris Farley, and he was sitting on this couch wearing like a blue blazer and a tie. And he's being so Chris. He was just waiting for his big shot to talk to Lorne. And I'm a writer there. And I noticed after a while, like, this poor guy's been waiting a long time. And someone said, oh, that's Chris. He's probably going to be a cast member, but he has to have his interview with Lorne. So I told Chris, let's take a walk, buddy. I'm Conan. He's like, oh, hey, how are you? Oh, and, bowing and like, oh, and I'm like, hey, let's take a walk. I'll show you around. So I walked him around the studio on 8, and I was doing this bit where if a guy was raising, a boom mic, I would shout out like I was in charge of him, and I would shout out like I was the boss. But if he was already raising the boom mic, I'd be like, get that boom mic up. Let's go. Get that boom mic up. Let's have it now, Charlie. And his name wasn't even Charlie. I didn't even know his name. I'd be like, come on, Charlie. Higher with the boom mic. And Chris was laughing. And then Chris started doing it. And so we walked around just doing this bit for about 20 minutes, shouting at people to do the thing they were already doing. And then he ends up having his interview with Lorne, which obviously went well. And then, he was just he was that guy. He would always, you meet people in comedy who were kind of serious when they're not doing it, and then they turn it on. And I've always really related to the people that do it 24/7. And that was Chris. I mean, Chris, you'd see him in the hallway, and you could like pretend to hit him in the stomach, and he would double over, and then he'd go into a character, and it was that all the time. It was really joyous.
You just fed that to my bone, to my heart and my bones. We love Farley, man. We grew up on that, and I can only imagine how amazing it was to actually be around the guy, even off camera and everything.
Yeah.
Well, it makes sense that you two would click right away, because I feel like both of you are very physical comedians, right?
Yes.
Like, there was a lot of like body motion and like physicality to the humor. I guess that probably does lend itself to, like, if you're like that, you're probably like that off air as well. Like, it's probably hard to turn that on, I would assume.
I'm one of 6 kids, and I grew up in an environment, and we were all born like, practically within months of each other. We defied science. It's the Irish Catholic way.
Irish sextuplets.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And so there was a lot of physicality just growing up. I mean, we have dogs and cats, and I just see them on the floor rolling around. They're playing, but if you didn't know any better, it looks like they're fighting, but they're not. They're playing. They're like soft mouth, but they're like kind of biting each other and cuffing each other and rolling around on the floor and making noise. And that's how I grew up. And I'm very much still that way. I like to be, for better or worse, very physical around people. And I'm constantly, now that I'm no spring chicken, but for years, I would immediately want to do any bit that involves me jumping through something, like a fake glass or taking a fall or making a leap. I just love that stuff. Yeah. And now I'm 62 years old, and I still like doing that stuff. And so I'll come up with an idea where I do that, and the professionals will say, well, no, we're going to have to get a stunt guy. And I lose it. I say, no, the only reason I want to do this is I want to jump through the window. I want to get tackled. I want, that's the stuff.
I want to go through this table.
Yeah, I want to go through this table, and I'll figure out the rest later. Meaning, if something breaks, we'll figure it out. You know,
Nice.
But that is very much the kind of thing I've always liked a lot, and so I don't seem to be adjusting for age, and that's probably going to go very badly at some point. But
No, not if you just keep living young. You're good.
okay, so the doctors are wrong.
We'll get you some Toradol. You'll be fine. You'll be good.
It's all precautionary.
Jason, what is it called?
Toradol. It was a big. They used to inject it, and then there was a lawsuit.
Well, you can still get the injection.
So you're saying that I qualify for an injection of a drug that
You're going to go back to your 40s.
We would be honored to host you to Bill's Mafia, Buffalo, New York. We're going to inject you with some Toradol, and we're going to send you through a flaming table. I think you'd be very excited for this.
Guys, I'm not kidding. I will promise you this right now on the air. I will meet you anywhere, anytime. I want a professional doctor to inject me with Toradol, and then I will jump through something. Good. I promise you. This is not a bit. I'm here on record. I think that would be so much fun.
Let's go.
Yeah, and then my wife will take all of us to court, me included. That would be so much fun to do that, though. I mean, I'm giddy just thinking about it. This is going to happen. It's going to happen. We're going to shoot it. It's going to be video. Excited. It's going to go viral. And then you guys can come visit me in the hospital.
I'm just going to say the Chiefs do play in Buffalo next year.
We know we're on borrowed time here. We're going to do our last segment. We got to ask. All right.
Are you kidding? I will spend the week with you. I would rather do this than any of the Oscar prep. Seriously.
Do not send me back into the room with them.
This is the most fun I've had in a while, and I'm not.
Let's go.
Just joyous. So I'm very happy.
All right. Of all the guests you've had on Late Night or the pod, who is your favorite?
There are different kinds of guests that are great in different ways, but I think a guy who was a true artist was Norm Macdonald.
There it is. We had a little $50 bet going on ourselves if it was going to be Norm or not.
Absolute legend, man.
And if I mention Norm, I've got to say there's also, I mean, Will Ferrell when he would come on completely in character. And you know, as a leprechaun in a thong. I mean, so it's not that there's one winner, but the reason I mentioned Norm is that nobody did what he did and no one ever can again. I do think he was uniquely able. He would come out and just tell these stories that were total bullshit. And you knew from the get-go it was total bullshit. And he'd be like, you know, I'd say, Norm, how's it going? It's pretty good, Conan. I got a farm. And I'd be thinking, he doesn't have a fucking farm. But I'd go, you know, because you're the interviewer, I'd be like, oh, you have a farm? Yeah. I got a farm, and I got 3 daughters, Conan. And I'd be thinking, what? But I go like 3 daughters. Yeah. Each one prettier than the next. And one day a traveling salesman. A traveling salesman. And you'd think, oh, he's just telling a joke from 1942. And he's pretending this really happened to him. And it's performance art. I'm telling you, when I walk around in the world, people like come out of the woodwork and say, oh my God, Norm Macdonald, this time he was on, that time he was on, this other time he was on. And I just think that I think people are going to be talking about that guy 50 years from now. You know,
Easy.
I think he
100%.
And the way he told jokes, and he was completely fearless.
That's the thing. He was always so smooth, man. Did you ever have an underrated guest? Like a sneaky guest that was kind of your fave that nobody would I
mean, there's so many different guests that would come on and defy the label, you know, and there are people that can come on where, you know, they're known for being, you know, incredibly good looking. Or you think, oh, this person's going to be this type. I shot something once with Tom Cruise in London where we're driving around together. He was so great comedically and naturally funny. And I have to admit, I had put him in a little bit of a box of, well, he's an action star guy. So he probably doesn't, you know, he won't be like the funniest person. And he was. He was really great, and he played it perfectly, and he had really good ideas. And I thought, well, that's on me. I put him in a box. I thought, he's great at hanging onto the wing of a plane and delivering like a great action line, but there's no way he can. I'm not expecting him to be funny in this way, and he was
100%,
that and more. And I'm sure you guys have experienced this doing the podcast, which is you'll talk to someone and you think, well, this, okay, they're going to be really fascinating, but they're not going to be X, Y, or Z. And then they are 1,000 times over. So we all form biases. We all form like, okay, I'm going to talk to these guys, and this is what we're going to talk about. And no, you're completely wrong. There's people will surprise you every time.
I share that same story, ironically, in London with Tom Cruise. He was one of the funniest, down to earth guys, and it's just you don't think to put him in. Really, you don't ever want to put anybody in a bubble, but it's just like you don't think of it as that, and he really did. He really was just the best guy. Do you have like a favorite joke of all time?
Oh, man, no, there've been too many. I don't think there could be one joke that I would say, is my, I have bits I've done that I really love. I once, we found out that there was a league that played baseball, and they played with 1875 rules, like literally the same.
It's one of my favorite bits I've ever seen.
They dressed like it was 1875, and they called the ball the apple, which is something that they really did in 1875. Did pitch the apple, and they talked in that. So I showed up, and I got into this insane costume and a fake like handlebar mustache. And I just became one of those guys. I literally became one of those guys, and I was such an asshole. And I was taunting the pitcher and saying, hurl the apple, and making like weird jokes that would have been from the 1870s. And the guy got irritated. So he whipped one really close to my head, and I ducked, and then I dropped the bat, and I come after him, and I start putting my fist up.
It's the only way somebody fights with a handlebar mustache.
When I do fight both of you in a parking lot, which will happen because I'll be whacked out on Toradol. But
that's right. I was about to say
it will be this style, and I'll get a few pops in before you rip my torso into two pieces and candy comes out.
It's got good reach on you.
I love those moments. There are moments where I don't even know I'm doing comedy. And you guys talk about it too. It's when you said it's the blackout moments. Those are the moments that are the ultimate high for me, is when you're doing your thing and it feels easy and you're not even thinking about it. And then it's over and people say, oh, that was great. And you go, I don't even know what happened. That's what I live for.
This isn't in the rundown, but I do want to ask you this because I'm always fascinated with people that are writers and also just naturally inherently funny, and you can just go like you're talking about, like blackout. They just kind of are riffing. In football, it's very easy. Like, hey, like if you practice running routes versus specific coverage, like, yeah, you know where the open space is, you know structurally what is. Is there like a structure that you hone or practice in the world of comedy that makes you able to riff and kind of just be like that all the time?
I don't think I've ever seen them written out, but there are certain structures that get passed on from time to time, and you mostly learn it through, you grow up and you look at what's making me laugh. Like, I took from everything. I mean, I learned from, really funny movies like the Clouseau movies with Peter Sellers, but also, Warner Brothers cartoons, and also, TV shows I really loved. And you'd pick up on different funny people you'd see on Johnny Carson, and you'd notice a certain rhythm, and it just kind of gets into your bones. And so it's not so much like there's a textbook anywhere. I'd be very suspicious of any book that said, make sure the joke always hits on the 3. Make sure that, like I would be suspicious of that. But I do think you pick up on things, and then just through trial and error. And I mean, not even in front of people, but so much trial and error happens in comedy anyway, happens first when you're a kid around your parents and your brothers and sisters, then in school, then it happens just out in life. You're constantly seeing and adjusting and learning on some level, but there's no book. No one can write it out in chalk on a board and with X's and O's, and then you cut left or cut right. But it's one of those things that you learn just by doing over and over and over again. And it kind of just sinks in to your bones.
Yeah.
I think that is, because the minute someone presents me with a structure, it would bum me out. I think you always want to be able to surprise yourself in a moment.
Man, you're giving us all types of nuggets of golds here, man.
Yeah, and it makes sense because I think comedy so much is about doing and saying the unexpected. So the moment you try to put structure to it, it's like, okay, you're taking away the part that kind of makes it funny is by setting something up and then veering in a direction that nobody anticipates you going in.
Whenever people try and analyze comedy, I think it just disappears. Like it suddenly turns into the most boring conversation because it's like you're trying to grab smoke, and you're like, I've got the smoke, but then you open your hand and it's not there.
That's a good analogy.
But I mean, that's kind of how it feels. It's just, there's so many things that are mysterious to me and I kind of never want to know how they work.
Well, you got another stage you're hitting this year, and it's in a commencement speech at Harvard.
Yeah.
How are you feeling about that? How did that come about?
I get a lot of energy and inspiration from young people. So that's the thing that's exciting to me about it. Is I always feel like I'm a little bit like a vampire in that I like being around young people that are optimistic because it's really easy to get cynical or to start, feeling like you've seen it all. And you can just enter a phase of your life where it's easy to go down that road. And to me, the antidote is be around young people. And a lot of times, you talk to them and you think, oh, wow, these people are really smart. They seem to get it. They've got a lot of energy. I think we're in good shape going forward. It's easy. People get very, dour about the future, especially adults and older adults. And when you're around younger people, you can kind of feel like the world is in good hands.
Oh, yeah.
Well, you've been blessed with great length, Conan. You're 6'4". We've talked about your imposing physical stature. Have you ever attempted to dunk a basketball?
Yes. Yes, I have.
How did it go?
Well, the ensuing surgeries took 6 years. There was a total reconstruction of my my arms. Had to be completely rebuilt from the ground up.
Oh, no. Well, your arms look great.
I was one of those late bloomers, so it's like late high school, I start to shoot up, and I'm still growing, I think, when I go to college. And I'm 6'4", and people would see me and go, wow, you must be a great... People are always throwing me a basketball and saying, let's go. I bet you're amazing. And I would have to explain to them that height is one of the things that helps in basketball. There are some other ones. Natural ability, coordination, caring about where the ball is, focus. And when I would play basketball, which I liked to do, and I would always do bits the whole time I was playing basketball.
That's all I'm thinking of in my head right
and
now.
Yeah, and when I'd play stickball too, we would go. There was a place that had a wall, and we spray painted like a rectangle on it for the strike zone, and you'd use a really thin bat and tennis balls. And I would always announce who my character was and explain my character before I got up to the plate. And there'd be people that were laughing, and there'd be other people that were like, Jesus Christ. What are we? And I'd be like, okay, this next guy just got out of prison. This is a real guy. I had a character whose name was Nicky Fiss, who was the most hated man in baseball. And I'd say, now Nicky Fiss is up at the plate. He just got out of prison. He did 2 years for manslaughter because in a rage, he threw his bat into the stands, killing an old woman. Fans hate him. He's been banned from the sport, but he's back tonight. Nicky Fish. And they'd be like, can't you just play the game?
This is the game.
Thank you. This is the much more important game. That's the game I was obsessed with. And Bob Odenkirk and I lived in Chicago, and we did a comedy show there once years and years ago when we were in our early 20s. And he and I would go to shoot baskets, and I would pull my shirt up and put it over my face so that I couldn't see, and I had my shirt over my face. And I would say, I'm the Phantom, a guy who magically shows up at a basketball court, and I'm the Phantom. And then I would try to play with my shirt over my face and suck. And of course, Bob would go into, Phantom, maybe if you took the mask off, no one can know my identity. And so people would pass this in Chicago on the North Side. People would pass this idiot with his, and I'd be missing not just the rim, but I would be missing. I wouldn't even. I mean, I'd just be throwing the ball up into the street because I can't see. But that was more interesting to me than actually trying to get the ball in the hoop.
That's fucking good, man.
If I played for like the Eagles or the Chiefs for one day, the coaches would have blood coming out their ears. Because they'd say, all right, guys, let's go. We're going to run this formation. I'd say, hold on. My name is Giuseppe Aldaldo. I come from Italy. And they'd be like, what the hell? What's he doing? You know?
It's fucking gold though, man. To be honest though, you need some of that in every like building, every workplace. Like you need that ability to just let everybody be themselves, and as long as you're being productive. But I would have fucking died to be a part of any of those fucking games.
Keep it in mind, because I know, you just signed up again, Travis. So if you want,
baby.
I'll come into the locker room. If you guys are getting your asses kicked, I'll come into the locker room, at halftime, and I'll be a character. Boy, will people get pissed. You'll be laughing, but everyone else will be, get him the fuck out of here.
Oh, I can't wait to bring that to Coach Reed.
Yeah, tell him. Oh, I bet he's going to be all over that.
We got one last question. Do you have a welcome to Hollywood moment, Conan?
That's a good question. Let's see. A welcome to Hollywood moment. Yeah. I'm going to say that's a great. I grew up in Boston, went to school in Boston. And then went right to LA in 1985. I'm 22 years old. And I thought, because I didn't know anything. I mean, I was such a rube. I was such a naive guy. And so my writing partner and I, this guy, Greg Daniels, we were like, hey, let's go Hollywood. We rented a hotel room because we needed a place to stay, and when we got started. So we rented a really cheap hotel in Hollywood because I thought Hollywood was where all the stars lived and it was going to be really fancy. And I couldn't believe how cheap this hotel room was. So Greg and I fly out on this really cheap flight. It was called People's Express. This is before you guys aren't even born yet, but
still ripping cigs on the plane or what?
Oh my! It was just It was just literally. This is in the day where you don't need a reservation. You barely have to show your ID. You show up, you give them like $60, and they throw you in this cattle car that's an airplane, and you fly across the country. And we land, and we go, and the sun is setting, and we get to our little tiny place in Hollywood, like with a Bunsen burner, and then we go out, we should get something to eat. And we start walking around, and we're walking down Hollywood Boulevard on like a Saturday night. And it is not what I thought. It is, strip. It's strip clubs. It's really depressing, cheesy. It is and we're walking around, and when I said I'm a young 22, I was 22, but I was 6'4", I was 158 pounds.
Oh my
You can
God.
imagine. I was so skinny.
Holy
and I was at
crap.
that age where anything I ate just dissolved into, it just became nervous energy and hair. So I'm walking around and I'm getting propositioned by men, women. There's like neon blinking. There's trash everywhere. There's needles on the sidewalk. And I was like, where's Harrison Ford? Where's Halle Berry? This is frightening. So yeah, I had a real quick education that no, I'm not gonna be hanging out on Hollywood and Vine at night unless I become a male prostitute, which is still a goal of mine.
That future is still there for the taking. Conan,
Honestly.
this has been outstanding.
Dude,
we can't thank you enough.
My face fucking hurts,
Yeah.
man. You're the best, brother. We can't thank you for the time. The stories are epic. And wishing you nothing but the best, man.
I want to thank you because I've never appeared cooler to my staff than, and I've got 2 fans over here who are losing their shit. And also, I'll say this on a sincere note, you're both really funny, really nice people, and that comes through, and that's huge. And so I'm just overjoyed to get to talk to both of you, seriously. And, stay healthy, be good, and anytime, Jason, you need your kids to be screamed at, wait till your wife's out of town.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Wait till the wife is out of town.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. This has been a joy, guys.
The best, dude. Conan O'Brien, ladies and gentlemen.
Right,
Let's
see you
go.
later. Bye.
You're the best,
Peace out.
Conan.
All right, that does it for Conan. Listen, did not disappoint. Did not
Man.
disappoint.
Just fucking electric, man.
We've been trying to make that episode happen for a long time, and he's just like a legend in our eyes from growing up watching him. The fact that he's still freaking just like,
Dude, it's so
killing
cool,
it
man.
in every way. He's going to host the Oscars, and that we're going to get to see him jump through a table at Bill's Mafia. It sounds like on tour all.
Jay-Z, you
Could
gonna
not be more thrilled with that.
damn it.
I'm definitely doing tour it off. I'm jumping through another table.
I want to see it.
All righty. That wraps up another episode of New Heights. Thank you to Conan O'Brien for being here. You can watch Conan host the Oscars this Sunday. Conan O'Brien Needs a Friend releases every Monday and Thursday. Oh, and make sure you subscribe to the New Heights channel on YouTube and wherever you get your podcasts.
That's right. Once again, New Heights, a Wondery show brought to you by Hill's Pet Nutrition. Get those little furry friends of yours or non-furry friends of yours the healthiest food that they can get so they can live to be big, strong boys or girls. Follow the show on all social media at New Heights Show with 1S, and thanks to our production team, our New Heights production team, and all the 92%ers out there. We wouldn't do this without you, I promise. See you guys next week.
I do got to say, the moment you said the thing about cats growing up, I knew you were going to be a Will Ferrell fan. That audition for SNL where he's playing with the make-believe cat, one of my favorite things of all time.
That's a guy who, and talk about a guy who's doing it 24/7. He and I were on a flight once, cross country. Like, they sat us next to each other on a red eye.
I can only imagine.
We did a bit the whole time. I never once asked him, how are you? How's your wife? How's your life? He never once asked me. We did a bit that lasted 6 hours.
Let's go.
How does that start? You just like immediately go and they just, and Will just knows you're doing a bit?
I see Will's dead eyes. He's got the eyes of a doll, the shark's eyes. He's got, right out of Jaws. He's just got those dead eyes and he's looking at me. And I started to talk to him about my love of books. And because I had a book in my lap, and we both went into these characters who talked for 6 hours as if they loved books, but neither one of them could read. That was the joke. Flight attendants are coming and we're like waving them off. And like, I could have just had a fatal diagnosis, but I wouldn't have told him because we're in this now. You know what I mean? So stupid.